Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 25th. This week, you start with this Between Worlds card and this Poised card. Definitely, with Pluto leaving your sign finally forever. Again, you will be dead the next time Pluto comes back to Capricorn. Thank God, right? This basically says you are ready to take things to the next level. And I'll show you those two cards in a minute. But this Poised card, this lady is kind of like on a pedestal. She's being lifted up by the universe. The Between Worlds card is like this flamingo who's going from black and white to color. So I think your life is about to become more vibrant or, more exciting, which is a great thing for you, of course. You start with the Magician, the Ace of Cups, and the Death card. So the Magician, of course, is about attracting something into your life, and you could be attracting pretty much whatever you want into your life with that Seven of Cups. He's literally pointing to the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups says you are spoiled for choice. So, whatever, you are ready to attract whatever the hell you want here, Capricorn, especially with that Poised card. I think it's saying that, there pretty much are no limits to what you can accomplish. The only limit is your mind, of course. So definitely time to get moving. But you start really with these two cards here. I really like both of these cards in this deck, but the Between Worlds card definitely says you've been in a period of purgatory where, things haven't been moving forwards or backwards, and now you're stepping into a time where you can make progress, especially with this Poise card. The Magician is about manifestation. He's also about reinvention, which I would say is more important during Pluto and Aquarius, and definitely since, anytime Pluto changes signs or goes over the cusp of two signs like it just did between Capricorn and Aquarius, it's always a great time if you want to reinvent yourself, if you want to make any big changes in your life or big changes to yourself, then it would be a good time for that. But he would practice matching the energy of exactly what he wants. So, the changes he makes are kind of to reflect the accomplishments or the achievements that he's hoping to get in his life. And so he's really just matching the energy of success. And that's exactly what I would do with this Magician if I were you. You have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, of course, could be a love offer. And we do have the King and Queen of Cups here. So for those of you that want love, definitely could be a very strong connection coming in for you. We'll talk about it in a minute. The Ace of Cups is really about doing things that cause your heart to overflow, which I think is more important than love, right? It's not that love isn't important, but what's important is when we get into this energy, like the highest vibration flow, then love will be a side effect of that. So I think it would be much, much better for people not to cloud their mind with thoughts of love, right? And to just live in this good overflowing energy of creating as much flow as possible and as much love energy as possible. And then, a natural side effect of that will be you attracting a person who is doing exactly the same thing. So, that's what I would do here with the Ace of Cups is, practice getting into the flow. The things that cause flow are things that you can do endlessly. So if there are activities or businesses or job ideas or things that you love to do, I would do more of those things with this card. You have the Death card. And again, the Death card is a big transformation or a big change. And obviously, with Pluto leaving your sign, you are officially going through a big change. And it's probably going to be a change for the better with all the cards that are showing up on the table. But let's see. With the Magician, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is attractive, right? She is my card of seduction, and she is the card of seduction in the tarot. So, a lot of you could be very attractive at this time, Capricorn, but this could also just say that you are getting into the energy of attraction. So, I think that would be a good thing. The way that she would attract things is she would use this sunflower right here. The sunflower points towards the sun. So basically, she has to follow her inspirations. And I think a lot of people don't realize how when you follow your inspirations, it's naturally going to take you to where you need to go. But most people are caught up in, this world that we live in, and they think they have to go become a lawyer or, a evil accountant or something like that. And then they are just miserable. So I would follow your inspirations no matter what they are. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is about getting started, planting seeds. This kind of says you have to start planting the seeds of love. And I'm not talking about a person here, that could be part of it, but I'm talking about, doing more of those things that you do love and, kind of developing that energy of the Ace of Cups in your life. And the Six of Pentacles would say, that this is something that needs to be nurtured and given to. He is giving to this person, not this one. So we could argue that he is giving to, love energy by doing things that he loves. And that's how he would invest in it. And that's how he would get it to grow. And that's all you need to focus on here, Capricorn. With the Love It, with the Death card, you have the Six of Wands. I love 2 6s. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I love when 2 6s come up together. It's basically just confirmation for your path or your journey. And it kind of says that you're just going in the right direction in life. So love it, plain and simple. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Mermaid card. It says femininity. I can never say that word. I was born with a fat tongue, right? So there are just some words that I cannot say. It says that word, allure and charm. You also have this Meerkat. It says group dynamics, discussion, and effective leadership. So definitely, I think you could be one of the leaders. You didn't go through Pluto and Capricorn for nothing. You probably went through it so that you could learn to take the lead in your life. So I think a lot of you are doing that. I do feel like you are very charming at this time as well, especially with that Queen of Wands. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and the Chariot. The Knight of Pentacles needs to plant seeds. He's the only knight in the tarot that isn't making any moves. He's the only knight in the tarot that isn't doing something, and he's just looking at that pentacle, which he could easily go plant in this field behind him, and that pentacle will grow. So I think it's time for you to make moves at this time, Capricorn, whatever those moves are. We even go over to the Two of Wands, which is actually good because the Two of Wands is showing up in the good stuff, which would tell me that you are making progress. The Two of Wands is a card of progress, so I'm not too worried about that Knight of Pentacles. You have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is my card of needing to find out. He's just dreaming about something, but he actually has no clue how something is going to turn out. So he has this imagination, which are all those cups in front of him. He's imagining accomplishing something like a goal, wish, or dream. But there are good things and bad things in those cups. And the thing about this card is he doesn't know how something is going to turn out, but he has to find out. So instead of just dreaming about something, he has to take action. And that Knight of Pentacles is definitely saying that. So is this Chariot, because the Chariot is about hard control. We have 2 cards of control in the tarot, the Strength card and the Chariot. Strength card is soft control, basically, being more passive about it. The Chariot is about really taking control of your life or your destiny and making it happen. So he's leaving the city behind him and he's basically going on this journey of the unknown. These 2 sphinxes here, they represent the mysteries of the universe. So he doesn't really know where he's going, but he does know that he is in alignment with these stars up here. These moons right here represents as above, so below, just like the Magician. So again, matching energy is going to be very important for you with that Magician. The Magician, to me, in your reading, is saying you need to act as if you already are something. And if you do that, that's how you can get take control with the Chariot. So do it. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Death card. Yeah, something is changing. The Death card, one thing I will say is that, the Death card could say that your environment is changing, and basically because your environment is changing, it's allowing you to take action with that Knight of Pentacles. So, a good example would be money. It's maybe you have needed money to get started on something, and you could be making more money, which would allow you to do something you want to do. Or maybe you've been waiting to get a job. It's I kind of feel the change that's coming is something that you have been waiting for to happen, and it is. With the Seven of Cups, yes, you have the Fool. The solution here is to take the leap of faith, especially with that Seven of Cups. Really, it's you're not going to be able to just dream about something and know what the answer is. The Fool says you have to take the risk of looking foolish and go and do something. I feel like I've said this to you before, but, again, obviously it's if you're doing something like starting a business or, getting a new job, people might tell you that you are foolish for doing that. They could be telling you what a risk it is, but really you're not going to know if it was a risk or not unless you do it. And so the Fool is kind of saying it's time to do something and it's time to take that leap of faith. So I would go for it, Capricorn, whatever it is you're looking at. It's probably something that's very inspiring to you or, very exciting to you with that Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is usually very exciting, or it's usually something that you feel excited to do. With the Chariot, you have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups could be a knight in shining armor. Again, there is a little bit of love here, but the Knight of Cups is also your dream. He's very dreamy, and with that Seven of Cups, he is he imagines something about his future, but he's standing in the desert, so he might think that nothing can grow in the desert, which is true. But he has this water flowing in front of him. So if he just plants seeds with that Six of Pentacles in front of the water, they will grow. And I feel that's what this is saying. It's like saying you might not think that something is going to grow, but the water is there to make it happen. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card that says, what do you need to release? You also have this card that says, a time for healing. Two cups court cards as well, which are definitely cards of healing. So I think it would be, and also definitely with the retrogrades going on at the end of the year here, I think it's a great time to, rest, relax, recover, heal, all that other stuff. And I would also say there's clearly something that has fallen apart that you need to release with the Ace of Wands, which we'll talk about. You have the King of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. King of Cups and Queen of Cups are definitely divine counterparts. So if you want love, you could be attracting a divine counterpart here. Could be a water sign, could be any sign. I mean, you also have Earth here, fire, could be any sign. Scorpio, Cancer shows up here, Virgo. So I just listed all 12 signs. There you go. But definitely could be a new person. The King of Cups, more importantly, is about exploring your emotions. So he is sitting in these choppy waters, but he has explored his emotions to a very deep level. And because he has explored his emotions, he knows how he feels about, pretty much anything that he could be doing. And so he operates from his emotions, but he isn't necessarily emotional. He is paying attention to how he feels about things and on a very deep level. And if it feels right, he moves towards it. If it doesn't feel right, no matter what, he trusts that and he doesn't move towards it. So he really trusts his feelings. You have the Ace of Wands. Again, there's definitely something you're releasing because this castle in the background here is meant to look like it's crumbling. And you have this wand in the front, and this is a passionate new beginning. So I think you have this release card. It says, what do you need to release? And so there's clearly something that needs to be released so that you can have a new beginning is kind of what the Ace of Wands is saying. We even go up to the Two of Wands this way, and the Two of Wands has this wand behind him, and he's grabbing onto this new wand, and the wand behind him represents something that stands on its own. So it's like he doesn't have to work on this any longer. He needs to go on a new adventure, or he needs to make progress on something else. And I kind of feel that's what this is saying. I would also say that with the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Wands is about really following your desire. Again, Queen of Wands really moves towards her desires, things that she desires to do. That's it. And the Ace of Wands says follow your inspiration, which might as well be the same thing as follow your desires. So I think a lot of you might have some strong feelings right now, like about things you want to accomplish. And I would say it's time to really go for it, Capricorn. You have the Queen of Cups. Again, Queen of Cups is a great card for healing. So if you're hoping to heal or if you're going through a healing, this is a great card for doing it. It's also a great card for trusting your intuition. And it's also great for following your heart. So I think your heart is telling you to do things. And, our heart isn't always practical. Capricorns are very practical, of course. So I think that, sometimes our heart tells us to do something which might not make sense, but probably what we're supposed to be doing anyway. So I would follow your heart. With that King of Cups, you have the Moon card. The Moon, again, is more of that unknown energy with the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups to the Moon is not knowing an outcome. Basically, down in Dirty Tarot, those two cards together would say that there's something you're dreaming of, but you don't know the outcome. And, really no one knows the outcome of anything. So the Moon is life, and it's pretty much what happens with everything that we want to do. But the trick with the Moon is to not stop. The whole point of the Moon is that it's part of the Fool's journey, and we have the Fool right going this direction where the Moon would be. And we have to go all the way to these mountains at the background. The whole point of the Moon is that the Fool has to trust that eventually he will gain clarity, which is true because the Moon doesn't stay up forever. The Moon comes up, the Moon goes down, the Sun comes up. So, the whole point of the Moon is that eventually you will get the clarity on the situation by continuing down this path that is on the Moon. And that's what I would do. I would also make sure you don't get distracted. These two pillars on the Moon are a warning to the Fool. They basically say, hey, you're very close to accomplishing something. And sometimes when we're very close, that's where we experience the most resistance, when we're close to something we want. And those two pillars kind of represent a shiny object, where, I've done this in my life. I get very close to a goal and then I go do something else. And I don't see something through to the end. And I always regret it. So the Moon says, see your goals through to the end. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Seven of Cups. Yes, again, this is definitely something you're dreaming of. Very dreamy energy here, and also with the Knight of Cups as well. So this is just a dream. That's all it is, and right now. But I think that taking action towards something you're dreaming about, or fantasy, whatever it is kind of like this ticket to success here. Yes, we have with the Queen of Cups, we have the Chariot, which again is about hard control, really taking control of your dream and doing the things necessary to make it happen, and not throwing a deck of cards across a reading as well. But the Chariot really says make moves, make those moves. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Temple Healing card. You also have this Mystery and Ceremony card. So again, they're clearly a mystery, this dream that you have, on how you're going to accomplish it. But again, another healing card as well, and it's showing up in the good stuff. So I think any healing that you can do would be extra beneficial at this time. You have the Two of Wands, the Hermit, and the Two of Swords. Two of Wands and the good stuff would say you are making progress. The story of the Two of Wands is that he needs to leave his comfort zone. He rushed to a finish line, so he accomplished something, and he didn't enjoy the journey. So now he's just like looking out in front of him over here at what he has accomplished, but he's not looking here at the world, which is what he could accomplish. So he thinks that there's nothing more for him to do, but really there's like a lot more that he could do in his life if he wanted to. So I think for a lot of you, this is about kind of, taking that leap of faith towards like a bigger thing. You have the Hermit. The Hermit and the good stuff would say you are shining your light, which we kind of already know because of the Queen of Wands showing up in your reading. So in the good stuff, this would say that you have found your inner light, and now you're kind of like shining it out to the world. And I think that would be a great thing for you to do with the Hermit. The Hermit also could just say it's like, you're stepping into a more social time. I'm pretty sure I've said that to you before, Capricorn, that it does seem to me like you are either being more social or maybe you're just having more opportunities to be social, and that's kind of what I get off of this Hermit energy. I also feel that you have learned a lot, and the whole point of the Hermit is that he's been through a difficult journey. Your past 20 years have probably been a challenge, but the trick with the Hermit is he has to come down from the mountain and share what he has learned, but he doesn't have to tell anyone anything. He just has to live his life and accomplish the goals that he set for himself, and by doing that, he will shine to the right people. So again, he doesn't have to say anything to anyone, he just has to do. You have the Two of Swords. Again, Two of Swords and the good stuff would say that you are more trusting your intuition more. It would also say that you are probably discovering new ways of doing things. She has this island behind her, and she is my card of third place solutions, and I definitely feel third place solutions are going to be extra good in the future for people because of Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius is innovation. It's like most people think this or that whenever they're trying to do something or overcome something, but the things that are going to work really well are those third place solutions, which is innovating a new way of doing anything that you're trying to do in your life. With the Two of Wands, you have the Eight of Cups. Yes, walking away from things that are complete. The Eight of Cups, I look at the Eight of Cups as a good card anyway. But in the good stuff, with that Two of Wands, it would say that you're just kind of like moving on to the next stage, which we kind of said with this, with this Between Worlds card. It really does say that you're just kind of getting out of purgatory and moving forward. With the Hermit, yes, same thing, Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is very similar. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? Like, is it worth it to keep working on what I've been working on, or is there something better or different that I could do in my life? And I think in the good stuff, you're doing something new and better. With the Two of Swords, you have the Three of Wands. Yep, card of expansion and growth. Two of Wands and the Three of Wands are both cards of taking the lead. And so a lot of you could be, again, being put on a pedestal with that poise card. You could really be taking the lead and taking control of your life. People in your life could be seeing you as being more in control with this energy, which is also a good thing. I think I've said to you before that I have a feeling that over the next few years, that a lot of people are going to be like, where did Capricorn come from? Like, you're just like taking the lead. You're standing out, right? You have this Wreath card. It says sorrow over a loss. Probably the Ace of Wands. It has that crumbling castle, but really I think it's a time for you to create bigger and better things in your life. Goals, wishes, dreams, whatever, and that's what you're doing. You have this ant card, says work, achievement, success. I do feel this for Capricorn. Did I just say Virgo? Sorry if I said Virgo, but I meant Capricorn. But for Capricorn, I think that a lot of you, your work is much better. It's like you're actually getting something for the work that you're doing. And I think that's been hard for you for a while, is getting a result for the work that you do. And so much better results. You have this clouds card. It says temporary problems. Yeah, anything that pops up, don't get too excited about it. I think it's easy to come off of a time like having Pluto in your sign in Capricorn, and then whenever a problem appears in the future, you just automatically associate it to, the last 20 years. And I feel like this is saying, like, don't do that. There will be problems because that's life. We always will have something to deal with. But, I think that they're temporary. They're not things that are going to last. You have this hammock card that says taking a vacation physically or mentally. Yeah, maybe you need a vacation here, Capricorn. Maybe you need a break. I think that would be a good idea. You have this forest card that says muddled, unclear thinking, 7 of Cups. I think instead of just assuming that things are going to go a certain way, that you need to start experimenting again. Like I said, things probably only went one way during Pluto and Capricorn. And I'm talking about everything that you put energy into. But I think, obviously the time has changed. Things can go much better or worse, really. But you have to find out, is what this card is saying. So, and the 7 of Cups. But overall, very positive. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.